Brydges Centre is a rehabilitation center. We started 20 years ago. We thank God we are celebrating 20 years this year. We rescue children, vulnerable children from different circumstances. We have orphaned children, we have abandoned children, we have domestic violence children, and all sorts of cases that we rescue in this home. How we rescue our children is in different ways. One of the ways is that we get these children abandoned, and we rescue them from different places. Most of the times we are out there in the field trying to reach out to the communities to educate our young girls, young mothers, how to be responsible and take care of the families. And in that process we also get cases where you find children are abandoned, and we rescue them. And in most cases we work with social workers, government social workers, and our social worker in the home. We also get these children when they are orphaned. You will find that a child has lost both parents, and maybe the relatives are not in a position to take this child to school or to take care of their needs. So we step in and also support such a child. We also have other categories of children, those who are abandoned and those who are taboo kids. Now when we go out and we get these children, the first step we do is we work very closely with the police. And also the police, they also get them and they do the same. So we work together with the police and the government social workers. And when we rescue a child, the first thing we do is we go to report to the police. And then after that, the police will put this child on 3 months, you know, like they will take the photo of the child, and then they will advertise for 3 months. If no one comes up to say this child is mine or claims the child, and then they will now put the child to, you know, to the High Court again, and they will do that repeatedly until finally we are now given the child in the home to be able to take care of the child. So that is how we get the children. And then when they come back from the High Court, now when we get the authority from the High Court to say that this child is being placed in your home for special care and education, shelter and education. So that is how we partner with the police and the government offices, especially the children's department, to be able to take care of these children. When they come, when they are babies, of course, we take the normal procedure of taking them to the hospital to, you know, to have them immunized. And we also work with the Ministry of Health, because sometimes you get a child who is like a year or 2 or even 7 months, so you don't know whether this child has been immunized. So what happens is we work very closely with the Ministry of Health, and they will check and they will help us to do that. Sometimes we may get a child and we may not know the age of the child. So the government hospital also is very, very supportive in this, because there is a special doctor who will come and assess the age of the child, and then they will tell us this child is supposed to be this much old, and then we pick up from there. We may not know the exact day, but we thank God that in the home we've come up with one day, a birthday that we celebrate together. In the month of August, the first Saturday, we all celebrate and eat one cake as our birthday in the home. So if a child comes in and grows up in the home and reaches school, then nobody has come to claim for this child. So that is when this child goes to the school, Brydges School, and starts learning. They used to go outside in the community schools, but later there was a need for our children to be in one school, because we used to incur a lot of expenses taking them to various schools outside there. And then there was also a need and a call from the community. Because of the favor of the Lord, as our children were performing very well, we thank God for that. The community requested that we start a primary school within our home. So it became a very, very good thing even for ourselves. So we brought back all our children from different schools where they were going out there. And so we ran our own school. 2 years ago we started our own school. It has been recognized by the government, and we are registered fully by the government. And our school now is running up to class 7.
Which ocean do you know? We have the highest mountain in Kenya, which is Mount Kenya. We also have Lake Bogoria, which has what you call hot springs that attract tourists.
I'm Teacher Joyce in Brydges Centre, and professionally I'm a preschool teacher. I'm the head of the preschool. So I deal with the baby class, middle class, which is nursery, and the upper class, which is pre-unit. And I like my work because when the children come in my class, most of them they come when they are nothing, they know nothing, but at the end they usually come up with something. At least they know how to read and write, and that is what I'm after. I usually be happy when I see them, they can express themselves and they can at least write by themselves.
My name is Chris Carissa. I'm 10 years old and I'm in class 6. As for me, my best subject is science. I find in Brydges Centre good at reading, because when I came here I didn't know to speak English, but now I can. And my best hobby is playing football, and I like playing with my friends at my leisure time. When I grow up, I would like to become a pilot and drive my own aeroplane in the air. So, as to me, I work hard so that one day I can achieve my goals.
Yeah, I've got the first class 8 this year, and we are working very hard to see that they perform best. And we like the other few classes to come in class 8 to be the best, one of the best schools in Kenya. We want to be counted among the top schools in Kenya. We are doing our level best to see the foundation from baby class is the best. That is reading and writing, and as they move, I'm working very hard to see the teachers cover the syllabus. Right now, we have almost covered syllabus for this year. In fact, we are covering the syllabus before the end of this term, so that next term we start revision. And you know, by covering the syllabus early, this is one way the kids will be able to perform well.
At Brydges Centre, we have a timetable that guides us. So in the morning, usually, we have 2 dormitories for the girls and for the boys. And every dormitory has got a house mother. And then we also have a matron on duty who makes sure that every duty is done well and reports to the management. In the morning, the children are woken up by the house mothers. They go and prepare themselves, they wash their faces, or they take bath and prepare, they dress up, and then now they run to the dining where they do their prayers, and after their prayers the roll call is called, and then they are released to the school. When they go to the school, they are welcomed by the teachers and taken care of by the teachers there until the school time is through. And when they finish with the school, they then come back home and join the ones that did not go to school because they are babies, they are not yet school age yet. So they come back home as usual. And the ones that come from the community, they are released at the gate and they go to their respectful homes. But the Brydges children, usually this is their home. So as soon as they are released at school, they come back to the house mothers. They are received again, and then after that, they start. They prepare their uniforms for the next day. They wash their uniforms. When they finish, then they have the prayers. They go for the prayers. From the prayers, they will go for their supper. After they get their supper, then the bigger ones will go for preps, and the younger ones will go to bed. And usually they have bedtime stories by their house mothers or the matron on duty, and then the circle continues like that. And so we thank God they are kept busy at all times, and they lead a life like any other child out there who has a biological father and a biological mother. We are a family that we share all that just like any other child. Recently we just rescued a child of 11 years old, a Maasai girl who went through a very difficult circumstance, and she was rescued from early marriage and circumcision. So when we rescued this girl, she falls under the rescue program, where we have to get this girl and find out how do we help this girl. One, she has been taking care of 200 goats, so she cannot be able, she doesn't know how to read, she doesn't know how to write, so where do we place her? And she cannot be able to join the babies and sleep with the babies, because already she's been out there, and we really don't know about her background much. We are trying to dig out and know. So for that reason, then the rescue center is where she falls. So then we rescue her, we put her in that program, and while she's there temporarily, then we will be figuring out how do we help her and how do we keep her busy. So for such a case, number one, we make sure that she's given, she learns how to read and write, because she has to know how to read a Bible, and she cannot read a Bible if she doesn't know how to read. So we will try to give her some little education to help her on that. Number two, we'll have to lead her to the Lord, so that she may know that she has to serve the Lord Jesus Christ as her personal Savior. And then number three, we will also have to give her skills. Before we give her the skills, we assess whether she will be able to stay, and if she has to stay, what kind of skills can she be able to do. So we assess all that, and then you'll find that especially the Maasai community, they are very much gifted in the beadwork. And so we put them in the beadwork, and they enjoy doing that a lot because it's part of their culture. So we do the beadwork with them, and then it helps also raise a little funds to be able to put it back to her, to be able to get maybe shoes or buy for her books to read, or support her in any way. After that, you realize that when you assess these rescue cases, you will find that some children have already been to school and they know something. They can understand, they can be able to do a lot of things. Maybe they reached Form 4 and they lacked fees or something. So such kids, now what we do is we have a skill center where we give them a thorough training. Now we move them to a training completely, and that will mean they will train, get a certificate, and go out there and now be back to the communities and serve their communities. So in our skills training, we give them skills like catering, we give them skills like computer, we give them skills like tailoring, and they do all these things together, the hair salon and beauty therapy. And you realize that some of these girls, or most of them, when they are doing these courses, they leave this place whole. They go out there, they have trained, they start their own businesses, and it is a blessing when we see them, changed in their life as previously when you find them. Right now we have 5 children who are in the university, and they are taking degrees, and it is a praise item. And we have one girl who is doing medical, and she wants to be a Kenya registered nurse.
Hi brother, we thought that you are coming from school next month and it has been now you have come very early.
Oh, that is so, because can you hold my pocket? Check what is in my pocket. Check. It was a fight for life. You know, we had this election thing in school and people are electing like, you see how President Kenyatta was elected?
Yeah.
Yeah, also in Moi University we have people electing others, like they elect the chairman for the university.
Yeah.
And then they elect the secretary and the person in charge of finance, you know,
Yeah.
that stuff. They were throwing stones. That's why I carried mine too. You know, I could not leave it down because it was a fight for life. I had to defend myself, you know. So I carried this stone because up to here, you know, I forgot that it was in my pocket. So I just realized when Lois jumped up to me. You see, it was a fight for life.
But we thank God you are still alive.
Oh, thank you very much. I missed you a lot.
We missed you too.
How was home?
Nice.
It is nice.
Yeah.
My name is Lawrence Ogunda. I have been at the care of Brydges Centre for a long time, since I was young. They have loved us, they have taken care of us well. Thank you. I always thank them for the support and love. And currently I'm in the university, almost getting through, and now I've been posted for internship by UNDP in Nandi County. That is like 8 hours drive from Nairobi, so it's far. But anytime I get for a break, I come home and just to encourage and to love and to talk, to play, to talk with my siblings. And every time I come home, I see a lot of changes that gives me joy, because the little kids I left, they have grown, and those I left that could not write well, they're writing very well. Those I left when they were not talking fluently, they can now write and talk well and talk fluently, and that is my joy. I always it's my prayer that they're going to achieve even much more than I have achieved.
And then we have 14 children in the high school this year, so they are also doing well, and we expect 5 of them to be doing Form 4. That's really a great achievement. We thank God, and we know that they will perform very well to join university. We were also blessed. One of our children who passed so well and got a scholarship with the Equity Bank, and we thank God for this young boy Moses, who tried his best, and we really are very grateful for what the Lord has done in his life. We've put up a very big hall that is able to accommodate all of us, about over 200 people, and therefore we thank God for that. And that hall, it's a multi-purpose hall. We are hoping that in the near future, before we build the permanent one, we will have to change it again to a rehabilitation house. Sometimes when it rains, it's very muddy and our children have a problem walking around the whole home, and therefore we thought that, and we came up with a way of putting up or constructing a walkway alongside the new structure up to the school. In our school we also have challenges, and therefore we want to trust God that He will see us through this. If I can share some, we have the allowances of the staff allowances. It is one of the main challenges of the home and the school, because these teachers are the ones that are taking care of these children, and they are doing such a wonderful job, but they are strained, and then at the same time they do not have like they are not paid on time, or sometimes they are not paid according to other people out there. So you find that when we are getting even the best teachers in the home, they want to go out there and look for where they can be paid best. So we are trusting God that we can be able to get allowances so that we can give them a good token for them to be able to give our children the best of what they have. Every time we make 2, 3, 4 desks, we realize that other children are coming in. and therefore we do not have enough desks to cater for these children. Some children have the full uniform, they have the sweaters and everything from the community, and the children of the home, we are not able to facilitate them with all this. And it makes a child really not look very smart, and also it's a big challenge. When it comes to textbooks, we try our best as the Lord provides, and when we get, quite a number of children coming in, and every child is supposed to have a book. So as they come in, again, it becomes a big challenge. So we are trusting God for a library that will cater for all this, so that we can have all books in the library. And then that means that when the children go to the library, they have all the textbooks they can access. When it comes to cooking, as the number increases, we are getting a big challenge. So we are trusting God for improved facilities in cooking, like the sufurias, big ones, the cooker, the cooker that cooks should be of the modern facilities, so that even the ones cooking can have improved way of cooking. We are also trusting God for a school bus, because we are having children come from right interior, especially the Maasai children that come from very much interior there. Reaching right on the road this side is really a big challenge. When we are having events outside for our children to go, like a football, or to visit to the museum, or to visit other homes and other facilities out there, it's a challenge, because we've got to hire, and hiring is very expensive. So we are also trusting God in the near future to have a permanent structure for the school, and that will help us a lot, because even the same permanent structures we have, the rooms are so small, they are not to the standard of the Ministry of Education requirement. So we are trusting God that when we start the construction of the permanent schools, as the Lord will provide, then we can be able to cater for the ministry's requirement, and that the children can be more comfortable in those classrooms. So that's one of the things that we are trusting, that our well-wishers, our friends, and our donors will be able to stand with us as we trust God for these challenges. We're very grateful, and we thank God for each one of you that has stood with us all this time. Now that we are 20 years, we thank God for you. You're very special in our lives. And together, I know we shall go places in blessing the lives of these wonderful, wonderful children, and the least of best. We have our contact on the screen. Kindly, if you were to get in touch to us, please call us through the number you see on the screen. And if you have any donation that you want to send to our home, our account number is on the screen. You can also look at that and be able to do something as the Holy Spirit will direct you. For those of you who want to visit our home, you're most welcome. And this is how you'll reach us. From Nairobi, we are 50 kilometers away, and you come through Mombasa Road, and then you branch to Namanga Road, and we are on Namanga Road, stage 22. You will see the windmill, and you will also see our name just right at stage 22. You're most welcome. And those of you who want to come by public means, you have to go up to railway bus station, and then you get a matatu number 110. You come up to Kitengela, and then you'll get the ones going to Kajiado. Then you alight at stage 22. That's where we are. Thank you very much, and you're most welcome.